Hello and welcome to the video report for the Stocks with Friends project in CS411. Here's our login page, and we are logging in as Adam Smith. When you log in, it brings you to the home page, and from this home page you have access to all of our functions, from changing your password to viewing your portfolio, all the way to our advanced functions, which are generating a stock recommendation and creating your favorite investor portfolio. Also on the top, you'll see a scrolling ticker bar with up-to-date data showing the Dow Jones stocks running across. The first thing we'll start doing is by creating our portfolio based on our favorite investors portfolio. What this does is it allows a user to upload a 13F filing. So we'll choose a file. So this is our local computer. We'll upload this 13F filing that we found from our favorite investor, and we'll upload that to the site. From there, we'll say how much we want to build, how big of a portfolio we want to build based on that filing. So we want to build one that is for $25,000. So then we click Create Portfolio, and this is going through the 13F filing and scaling it for a $25,000 portfolio. So as you see here, it's taking the $25,000 and splitting it up between different stocks based on the 13F, how the 13F split the stocks. Also on the bottom, it's calculating the beta for the stocks, which will help compare the stocks and compare how this portfolio will do compared to the market. So after looking at this, it looks pretty good. So I'm going to want to make my portfolio this one. So this will replace my current portfolio with this one here. So I'll click this. And now to view to make sure it works, so I click here to view my portfolio. And this is now my current portfolio with the different stocks as they were distributed before. So now that I have that portfolio built, I want to customize a little bit. So I want to see how the stock, look up a stock in the database and see how it's rated and stuff. So I'm going to look up the stock for Apple. Doing the search, I see that it has that 5 people own the stock, and it has a rating of 2.5. That's pretty good for me, so I'm going to go back and add that to my portfolio. So I'm going to go back home and view my portfolio, and now I want to go add Apple to my portfolio. So I find it here in the drop down menu, and I really like Apple, so I'm going to buy 700 stocks of it. So I click that, and right here you can see that I now have 700 stocks of Apple in my portfolio. Now that I'm looking at my portfolio, I found out I really don't have many shares for HHC, so I want to update that and add some more shares to that. So I'm going to go back to edit my portfolio. I'm going to go to HHC, and I want to now have 250 shares of HHC. So now I'm going to go here, submit that. I'm going to go back and view my portfolio, and I can now see that there are 250 shares of HHC. Now looking at this, I really don't like this FDO company, and I want to remove it from my portfolio. So I'm going to go back to the portfolio and remove stock FDO. So I'll click that. So now I want to go view the portfolio to make sure it was removed, and now FDO is no longer in my portfolio. So after I did all my changes, I kind of want to see what the website recommends for a stock to add to my portfolio. So I'll click on the generated recommendation. I'm fine buying a stock anywhere between $1 and $500. I kind of want some more IT stocks, so I'm going to search for that. I want this to be a short-term investment, and I'm looking for growth in my investment type. So I'll put in those parameters and search. So now the stock is using the proprietary formula to rate the stocks, putting the best rated stocks on the top, and it rates it taking in factors from average rating to the count bought to the price and growth, and rates it in order. So here it's recommending NVIDIA for me to add. Also on the bottom, it does some other features to look at my stock, and it notices that my stock is heavy in the financial industry, so it recommends that I should diversify it. And it also says I have 3 stocks that are negatively rated that I should go consider changing that or looking into that. So I like those recommendations, so I'll go. That's why I want to add NVIDIA, which is going to be a tech stock. So I'm going to add 300 shares of that to my portfolio. Add that here, and now I can see that it is now added 300 shares in NVIDIA. So I really like this portfolio, so I think I'm good, and now that kind of sums up the functionality for our project. Thank you. Welcome to the video report for the Stocks with Friends project for the CS411 class. Here's a login for our class, bringing us to the homepage. On this homepage, you can get to all of our functions, starting with changing your password, you're viewing your portfolio, searching stocks, rating stocks, and our two advanced functions, generate stock recommendations, and creating your investor portfolio. Also, at the top of the screen, you'll see a live ticker of up-to-date stock data for the Dow Jones Industrial Average stocks. So the first thing we'll do is go with our advanced function for creating a portfolio based on our favorite investor. What this does is it uploads a 13F file, allows the user to upload the 13F filing. So from here we can choose a file, and here's a 13F filing we have stored on our computer. And then we upload it to the site. From there, we want to create a portfolio based on this 13F filing. So we're going to want to invest $25,000 into this portfolio. So as you can see, it's building the portfolio data based on the 13F. So in here, it distributed the stock price. It distributed the stocks for the amount of money you want to invest. So since we want to do $25,000, it tells us how much stocks to buy of each. It also does a beta calculation to determine how this portfolio will do compared to the rest of the market. So finally, after looking at this, I decided that this is good for my portfolio, so I would like to replace my current portfolio with this one. So I click this button here. So now that it's been created, I want to go back home. So along with the portfolio, I want to see if there's any other stocks in the database. So I could search stock. I can search stocks, and I'm going to want to check if this database has Google in it. Searching that, I find out that Google is in there. One other person has bought Google and currently has a rating of 5. So that looks like a pretty good stock for me to buy. So I'm now going to go back home and try to add it to my portfolio. So I go to view my portfolio, and I want to add a stock. So I go down here and I look up Google in our drop-down menu. And I'm going to want to add 250 shares of that. So after doing that, I can see my updated portfolio. And right here, you can see that 250 stocks of Google have been added to the database. And now 2 people own the stock in our database. So now from here, I'm going to want to go back and view my portfolio. And on this view, I kind of see that I really don't want this KFT stock in my portfolio anymore. So now I'm going to go back home, view my portfolio again, and I'm going to remove that stock from my portfolio. So I just go here, click KFT, and submit. And now when I view my portfolio, KFT is gone. Now I also wanted to update, I really like JCP, so I want to buy some more stocks of that. So I'm going to update my portfolio to reflect the 1,000 stocks that I want to buy for it. So after that, I could go back to my portfolio and view it. And right here, you can now see that I now have 129 shares. And finally, I really like that JCP stock, so I'm going to want to rate it. And over here, I can rate this and say that this is my favorite stock. And by doing this rating, I can click, and now I can see that this is my favorite stock was added to the database. Finally, I want to see what this website recommends to add to my portfolio, so I click on the stock recommendation tool. I'm going to want to look for stocks between the price of $1 and $500. I really don't care what industry it is, but I do want it for a short-term investment, and I see the investment type as a moderate is what I want to invest for, the type of stock that I want. So I'll do a search on that, and the database will then list all the results based on our proprietary algorithm to determine the most valuable stocks based on price, rating, and how many users have it. and it lists them in that order. So the number one stock it recommends for me is this Alcoa. So I'm going to go down here, and I want to go now add Alcoa to my portfolio. So I'm going to go add 300 shares of that. And finally, we now see that there are 300 shares of Alcoa in my portfolio. So that will wrap up our presentation showing all the functionality of our report.
This is the Stocks with Friends project, and we'll begin by logging in. Here you'll see our homepage. You can do things such as view your portfolio from here. Our advanced functions all run from this page, and also you can see here a ticker representing live data of the Dow Jones Industrial Components. And so we'll begin first by actually loading this account with a 13F filing, and that is essentially a component of stock data from major investors. And here we upload it. We allow the user to select an amount they'd like to invest at, let's say for this one, 10,000. And so now for investing 10,000 shares, we have a portfolio pre-constructed, and it'll show how this portfolio will perform relative to the market. Now here we'll choose to replace our current portfolio with this auto-generated portfolio. And so here you can view this new portfolio that we created for our user Adam Smith, and you'll see that the shares are represented proportionally, and also these count values represent how many other users own these stocks. So now Adam Smith would like to search some stocks he'll like to add. So here he'll search Goldman Sachs. And he'll see that he sees the data on Goldman Sachs. He sees that it has a rating of 1, but he still wants to buy it. And so here he'll choose to insert it into his portfolio. He wants to buy 500. And now he would also like to change the number of JCPenney shares he owns. So he'll change that to 200. And then finally, he'll like to remove the KFT shares from his portfolio, so he'll remove it now. And then finally, we'll conclude our presentation with our final advanced feature, which is to generate a stock recommendation based on our current portfolio. So Adam Smith will set his price limits, and in this case, he'll fill up something from information technology. He sees himself short-term investing, and for his value type, he'll select moderate. And so now, based on Adam Smith's parameters, we have some stocks preloaded, and these stocks are pre-sorted by our proprietary algorithm our group developed based on user preferences and also the ratings inputted by our community. And here you'll see some information that our stock recommender provided. We see that Adam Smith has a large component of his portfolio in the financials, and you also see he has about 5 stocks which were negatively rated by our community, and so we give some recommendations here on stocks to add. And so to diversify, we'll add some Microsoft stock, and then you'll see his new portfolio, which is slightly a bit more diverse because now he has something in technology, and that wraps up Adam Smith's final portfolio. Yep.